Good afternoon, members of Clandyboy Golf Club. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. This is the presentation we provided at the SGM Information evening held on Tuesday 16th of January, which we believe was a very positive event. We tried to be completely transparent with the financial position of the club where we stand now, what previous levies have provided for the golf club, the benefit of them, and what the proposed levy, what we intend to do with that money, and how it will benefit the members of Clandyboy Golf Club. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. So you will have received last week by email the motion 1, which is proposed by the management committee. Basically the gist of it is that we propose a £95 levy. This £95 levy replaces the previous £60 levy, which ended at the 2023 subscription year. So this is a new levy. The previous one has now gone, and it will be applicable to those who are 25 years of age and over. It will be non-applicable to honorary members, overseas members, country members, and spouse members, and as I said, those under 25 years of age. The special general meeting is to be held on Wednesday the 31st of January at 7:30 p.m. Voting will be available online and in person on the evening, or by calling into the office also. I'm now going to hand you over to Brian Nixon, the Honorary Treasurer of Clandyboy Golf Club.
Thank you, Andrew. These are the bank accounts as of today, the Monday, the 16th of January. So you'll see a set of different figures there, and that's just a snapshot because every day the bank account is changing. There will be money coming into or going out of that bank account number 1. So that's our workhorse bank account. Bank account number 2 will feed money into bank account number 1 as required, but it will also hold prepaid subs. You can see there that as of the 18th of January, we have 73,000 prepaid 2024 subs. Bank account number 3 is our investment bank account. We've put money into this bank account over the last 3 or 4 years from insurance claims, from life membership fees, and from other surplus funds from the years that have just passed. Of that, there's 123,470 that is committed to pay for the ongoing repairs on the roof. There's about 80,000 for that. There's residual money for the drainage that we have completed in December and so far in January. There is also other outstanding capital projects that are just being paid for at the moment, but there's 68,118 available for us going forward. All of that comes together and gives us 453,000 of total cash less what's committed to give us 256,730 available. Further down the page, you'll see that we've got £250,000 on deposit at the bank. Good story, that gets us some interest. But our monthly costs are £100,000 per month, give or take a little bit, but to keep us going. So look at the total on the right hand side, it's 256,000, and you'll see we've enough for about 2.5 months. So that takes us just up to about the end of March. So by the end of March, we won't really have anything in the bank, so we need to draw on that deposit. So we will bring that down into our number 2 account, and we will start feeding it into the number 1 account as required to pay for wages, supplies for the course, supplies for the clubhouse, etc. So by April, when we start to get our fees in, we will already have used 100,000 of that money. But hopefully by the end of April, we will have a substantial amount of fees paid, and that will finance the next 12 months for the club. However, it really tells us that we have only about 150,000 of surplus funds, but there's 45,000 of that is the member's card account. So that means we really only got 100,000. Now, you can't really run a business of this size with anything less than 100,000 spare cash in your bank going forward as working capital. So that's a brief summary of our bank accounts as at the 18th of January. I hope you find it helpful, and I hope that any myths that we are rolling in cash and have lots of money will be dispelled, because we are just working along nicely, right according to plan, and exactly where we expected to be on our budget. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian. So now we're going to look forward and also look back on what previous levies have done to aid Clandyboy Golf Club. So why is the levy proposed by the management committee at this time? So very clearly, we need to keep investing into Clandyboy Golf Club. There's been multiple projects which have been highlighted, which have been brought to their attention both on and off the course, which require investment. So this year and in previous years, there's been a pattern over the last 3-4 years. This year in particular, we've seen the highest recorded rainfall figures of all time. So global warming is real. It's here to stay. It's affecting Clandyboy Golf Club and every single golf club on the island of Ireland and across the world, really. So we have to prepare ourselves for that. The fact of the matter is the courses have struggled due to inadequate drainage. Recently we have drained several greens. When Terry and the greens team lifted the greens, they were, I think it's fair to say, shocked to find little to no drainage in some of the greens, which are coming up to 90-year-old. The analogy is that some of the greens are like a packet of out of date biscuits, and are now starting to go soft when they're past their sell by date. So we need to take action and put in adequate drainage. So investment will help future-proof our courses and our clubhouse also. We can minimise course closure days, reducing loss of revenue. It's a fact that if we're closed on a Saturday, it can cost us up to £1,500 behind the bar as well, which when you get 2 or 3 of those during the months of November, December, it all mounts up very, very quickly. We can also reduce the need for excessive temporary greens. So by putting proper drainage into the greens, we hope to keep you on the greens and enjoying your golf at Clandyboy Golf Club. So the levy will aid members and hopefully increase the pleasure you get from being a member of Clandyboy Golf Club. One project that we are very much on board with, the 10th green on the Ava course. It's been pretty much unplayable for the last decade or so during the winter months. We have tried numerous methods of how to drain this, but the fact is that below the green, we expect to find a rock bed which doesn't, the green just doesn't drain. The water sits absorbed in the soil and makes it unplayable during the wetter months. So the plans are now posted. We've plans drawn up by David Jones, who designed our second green on the Dufferin course. If we use the Dufferin course as an example, the second green, it was one of the weaknesses of Clandyboy Golf Club, and I believe we've now turned that into a positive. If you stand on that green during the winter months, it's firm, it's of USGA spec, and it's playable 12 months of the year. So that's what we hope to do on the Ava course, and the levy, year one levy money can fund this project. We can get this project underway come September 2024. And that's just a snapshot of one of the drawings, and as I said, these are available to see in the clubhouse foyer. So in the clubhouse, the levy is 50% course, 50% clubhouse. We have a restaurant that nobody wants to sit in. There's not much of an atmosphere in it. It's dated. That clubhouse we're proposing, we can refurbish the restaurant and the annex. They'll complement each other and provide a contemporary modern dining space, a dining space that you'll want to bring your friends, you'll want to bring your family to, and you'll be proud of. If you have a look around the clubhouse, especially around the locker room areas, you'll see the carpets are tired. They've been down for quite some time. They take a lot of wear and tear. This is just one of the projects we will look at with levy money over the next 3 years. And we should be a shining example for sustainability and climate action. One of the projects we're looking at and very much on board with, we're hoping to pursue this in 2024, early 2024, is a renewable energy, and in particular solar power. We are paying for energy, and we could be creating it ourselves, generating the electric ourselves. There's a 5-year payback in this, so after 5 years' time, this will be paid, and we'll be generating our own electric. So it's a worthwhile investment, but it does require investment. The entrance doors at the club, they need replaced. They're old, they're tired, and we can look at different systems like an automated system. So when you go to the front door now, it's generally wedged open by a log, letting out heat. We can modernize the club, bring it into the 21st century, have automated doors, and these are just some of the projects that we will be looking at, and where the levy money will be assisting. A big one there, we have a huge leaky flat roof. Back July last year, heavy rains came down and they came straight through the roof, and our car door outside the lounge area was underwater. This project needs done. There's no way around it. It's an £80,000 project. It'll be done over a number of phases. Work is happening on the roof right now, and we're now in phase 2. Brian, are we in? Yeah. We've paid so far the guts of £9,000 on this project. So these are just a couple of the options. You'll see some more later on, but we're going to mention. I'm trying to put rough costings beside as well. The previous levy was £60 for golfing members. It was £40 for house members. That is now gone. That finished with the 2023 subscription. And on the screen now, you'll see just some of the projects that money assisted, and just basically made some of them happen. So we mentioned the second green in the Dufferin. That came in at a cost of £44,000. That was £44,000 well spent. I'm sure all the members will agree. We covered the practice ground, the range. In 2021, we funded the range, setting up the range. In 2022, we were able to cover the range, and that's used by members young and old. It's used every single day. It's great. When the course is closed, the range is still open, and you'll always see members down there. New flagpoles on the AVA, new flags on the AVA, tarmac pathways, which has been done well with members, on-course toilets, a number of projects there which you can look down. But the total spend in 2022 on course projects on the right hand side of the screen, you'll see was £163,000. So you'll see the levy goes towards that. It doesn't cover all of it, and that's why it's so important that this levy is passed through, so we can continue with projects like these. 2023, there was additional work done on the second green, which was the bunker and some of the draining around the mounds. And then we started in our drainage projects. The first, 4th, 5th, 7th, 15th and 18th greens on the Dufferin course were drained. It comes in roughly, for a full green, roughly around £10,000 a green. And some of the smaller parts of work, they will differ. We started on the 16th hole on the AVA, and we've started on the 4th hole on the AVA. There's lots more to do on the AVA, which you'll see coming up. Phase 2 of the tarmac pathways was put in, and work done on tee boxes as well. So in 2023, a spend of roughly £92,000 on projects benefiting Clandyboy Golf Club. Clubhouse upgrades in 2022. We had to spend money on the door card system, updating software. We had to put in, update the fire suppression system, keeping the buildings in line with regulations. CCTV was installed. We added TVs to the Sammy Smith lines. There's a number of projects there, painting and so on. So £28,350 was spent on clubhouse projects. 2023. We saw massive changes in the clubhouse, which I'm sure everybody has enjoyed. So the ladies and gents bathrooms upstairs have been renovated. and you'll see the figure: 11,500 for ladies, 10,500 for the men's. The main lounge, we have introduced energy efficient glazing. The Sammy Smith lounge, we have put in bifolding doors and with energy efficient glazing as well, 18,500. Lounge chairs were recovered, tabletops were replaced, doors were repaired. So a number of projects. The balcony was levelled as well, and we spent the guts of £99,000 on those projects. And as I said earlier, the levy money is just part of the money that makes that up. The rest comes out of some of the funds that Brand Nixon has set aside. So just to show you the comparison, the £60 that we were paying the previous 3 years, in 2022 that generated £58,000 that we were able to invest in projects. However, the actual spend was £191,350. That's a success story for Candyboy Golf Club. We're moving in the right direction, and it's due to that fact we're in a healthy position where we're able to invest in these projects, but we want to keep moving forward. In 2023 there was £62,000 generated from the levy money, and a very similar figure of what was spent, 191,200 was spent. So looking forward, why do we need this levy money? This is some of the work that still needs done on the golf course. So as we talked about the 10th green, which I believe the majority of members are on board with, it's long overdue and needs to happen. That comes in at roughly £45,000. Additional drainage is required on some of the greens on the Dufferin, the 3rd, the 7th, the 9th, 10th and 12th, and that is approximately £50,000. That is to be spread over 3 years, the projects. The Ava greens, a number of greens, roughly 5 greens on the Ava as well. The first has been highlighted, the 3rd, the 9th, 11th and 15th. Again, approximately £50,000 of drainage work. Fairway drainage on the Ava, we're not talking about all the fairways. This will be pockets of fairways. So the 4th needs attention, the 8th, 11th, 13th, 14th and 18th on the Ava course, coming to a total approximately £60,000 worth of drainage work. And on the Dufferin course, the 3rd, the 4th and the 8th have been highlighted, with work required on the bunkers on the 6th and 12th holes, approximately £45,000. Tee levelling, you'll see a number of tees on the Ava course, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 8th, 9th, 11th, 13th and 16th. And on the Dufferin, 10, 12, 15 and 16. Tee levelling is an ongoing project. It's not to say that all of those tees need lifted, but some of them do require work, which has been identified by your Greens subcommittee. A couple of the clubhouse projects that are required. We mentioned earlier about the restaurant. We have a restaurant that needs brought forward in the 21st century. We've just put a figure on this of approximately 50,000. We have the work has been put out to a designer who will come back with proper plans, and we will update members with a realistic cost on that. The roof covering is approximately £80,000. Work's happening now. The solar energy, that will actually save us money in years to come, is £70,000, and that's due to start in 2024. The Ava Lounge lobby updated. That's the lounge, the entrance hall outside the main room downstairs at the Dufferin First Tee. We propose that we will have a computer in there. Members will be able to go into that area, swipe their card and enter competitions on a Saturday, reducing the queue at the till in the pro shop, which we can also use this area for captain's days, fundraising days and charity days, etc. throughout the years. Digital information boards, again, bringing the club up to date in the 21st century. On the last count, we identified 22 notice boards in the golf club, which hardly any of them are used. So by planning a couple of digital information boards at the main entrance and downstairs in the locker room, we will be able to share information with our members at those points. And the main lounge, the wooden floor, if you have a look at the wooden floor in the main lounge, it's in need of updating. We mentioned about the locker rooms. The figure you see, 6,500 and 10,600, that's to recarpet those areas. So a summary. we're looking, from this levy, we're looking to future-proof our clubhouse and the golf course. We want to stay ahead of the game. We're definitely the best around. We should be proud of that, and we should definitely build on it as well. And if this levy is passed through, you'll have management committees guarantee that the money will be used for projects that will enhance Clandyboy Golf Club. And in fact, we'll be accountable for it, and we'll produce a breakdown of where that money has been spent at each AGM meeting. We guarantee that we'll invest wisely in projects, and those projects will be to the benefit of Clandyboy Golf Club members, and that we will provide a membership rate that is deemed value for money for the product that we offer. So where is the membership now? Here's some of the figures of how the membership stands on January 2024. If you have a look at the top figure, a total of 1,718 members, you'll probably get very excited. But once you break this down, once we go down this column, it nets down. So male, female members, 1,444 male, 274 female. Playing members, we have 1,495. Non-playing, we have 223. That is house and social members and spouse members. We've probably around 100 spouse members paying £25. We then have 293 junior members, of which if you deduct that from the playing members, that leaves adult playing members of 1,202, of which 685 are full members. So that nets down quite a lot from the original 1,718 that you saw, and we are in a healthy position, but 685 members is about right for 2 golf courses. So how much will a full member of Clandyboy Golf Club pay in 2024? So there's a proposed increase on the annual fees of 4.95, which will bring the fee up to 1,257. If the levy is passed as £95, which brings in a total of 1,352. That is highly competitive. If you have a look at courses around us, you'll see many of them are much more expensive. And for what we offer here, we offer 2 top-class golf courses with amazing practice facilities and a great clubhouse. And personally, I think it's tremendous value when you have a look at what's on offer around as well. Course closure days in 2023, Clandyboy had 29 course closure days, which has jumped up from, I think it was around 20 days the previous year, due to the greater amount of rainfall that we have. However, in comparison to other clubs, we are in a very, very healthy position. On a recent golf club survey, we ranked at the very top end of it, for having minimal course closure days. It ranged from 22 course closure days with one club, ranging up to 63 for a Belfast club there. So we offer a course that plays well 12 months of the year, but we want to make it better for the members of Clandyboy Golf Club. So I'm going to bring Brian Nixon back in here. Brian, a couple of the questions we were asked on the evening. So one member asks is, why do we not just take the levy? We're on board with the levy. Why do we not just add it on to the fees? So Brian, if you want to answer that one.
Well, I guess the main reason for that is that once you put it into the fees, it kind of gets buried there, and there's less visibility for the members to see that it's what amount of money is being spent on capital projects. By having the levy kept separate, we're accountable for it. We know exactly what we are budgeting for to spend on capital projects, and we can account for them each AGM. If we were to put it into the fees, then perhaps in a number of years' time, it could be seen that a management committee might be trying to use that levy money to massage poor trading. And I mean, that is the wrong way to go. It's much better to have a trading account where we've got to make the fees and the bar income equal or exceed our running costs for the year, and then have a separate capital fund, and that's what the levy is. It's a capital fund for capital projects.
So you're saying we want to have complete clarity on what the levy money is going towards, Brian, and transparency as well. Also as well, if you add it on to the levy, if we say we were starting at 13,500 each year, it could go up 5% from that figure, and the membership would just become more expensive each year from that starting point. Another member asked, why do we not have a joining fee? We haven't ruled it out. However, we've got to this stage, we're in a healthy position now without it, but it's not to say that we won't look at it in the months or years to come.
Yeah, that's true. You just need to be careful with the joining fee, because you've got to remember that the vast majority in the last few years of members who've joined this club are all younger members with families, and a joining fee potentially can make it more difficult for those people to make that step to join us as their first club, or to move here from another club because they see our facilities being so much superior. So you've got to be careful that your member is your customer, and your customer needs to be encouraged to spend his funds with you.
Okay, any other questions there, Brandon, come up in the night you can think of?
Not really. I think it was a great night. We had a great response from a sizable group of people. The other big thing that came out of it was that I believe when we went into that room, there were quite a few people in the room who were sceptical of the need to move from £60 to £95. And once we had assured them that the projects that they were going to see were worthy projects, and proved to them all that we had spent wisely in the last few years, I think we were able to see a sea change of the people in the room. And in fact, when I challenged them as to was everybody supportive, I felt that every single person in the room nodded or put their hands up in support of the project to change this.
Acceptance of the
There's the chair of the management committee reminding me that it was actually a unanimous acceptance of it, which is fabulous for us and very, very encouraging.
Yeah. So I would ask, just seek out somebody that was at the meeting, ask their opinion. We try to be completely transparent with the figures and what we intend to do with the levy. It was put to us that there's other clubs who are asking for money and asking for levies, but they're asking for different reasons. They need it to keep their doors open. We're asking for a levy to invest in the future of Clantyboy Golf Club and make it a better, as best a place possible to play golf and to socialise as well. Voting will open when you receive this presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to email myself. It's andrew@cgc-ni.com, or pick up the phone or call to my office at any stage. It's an open door, and I'd be very happy to answer any questions. But thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. As I said, the SGM meeting is on the Wednesday 31st of January at 7:30 p.m. and I would ask as many of you to attend as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you.